Hey crafters, it's me Jenny Rose with Quality Crafts. Welcome to another tutorial week. Basically on Fridays it's called Free Play Friday, which we do pretty much all kinds of things. So today we're going to be doing shakers, and I was just messing around with my video because it looks really dark and grainy and I have no idea why. I haven't changed any of the settings, so I've been kind of just like, okay, let's see if we pull this up, like, is that going to help at all? I don't think so. I'm just so bummed because normally it looks so much better than this, but all my lights are on. So we're going to get started. I have on my desk everything that I've created ahead of time, things that you'll need, stuff that I have. If you're looking for this particular kind of sparklet, we have these in the stores. Just in the store, just type in Buttons Galore creates these. So if you just type in Buttons Galore, you're going to see all of the pretty things. These are just a few of them. So if you're looking for any of these, I think we may have a couple left of this one. I have the Crystal Hearts. I have Ocean Waves, Winter Wishes. And so, like, that's Winter Wishes, but it's pink and it matches. So I don't go by the names, I just go by the way they look. And then this one is called Patriotic Stars, but I used this for another card that I had. I don't know that I'll necessarily use these today. Maybe. You can mix and match them and do all that kind of stuff. Yay, Cindy, you remembered. Hello. Hi, Linda Gorman. Hi, Barbara. How are you guys? Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So my biggest guff about, and I should have started out with this maybe, because if you're new to my channel, you don't want to hear me yak, right? I should have started out with, I don't like making shaker cards. I like things to be easy so that I can easily teach someone else. So here's my deal. I think for me, shaker cards are hard because I don't have any of the pieces cut out ahead of time. So this whole past week, all I've done is just create things for shaker cards. So I have two that I've already created, but I've got a whole bunch of round and different shaped shaker things ready to go. I have the outline. I didn't do any in fancy colors or anything like that. I figured I could color them. I have round ones like this, and then I also have the acetate already cut and ready to go, because I think that's the biggest thing. It's like you don't want to do all the things, right? So I picked out my stamp set that I was going to use. I cut all the things, and then I cut more things, and let me tell you, this was super easy. So all of these little leaves I cut during one of our crops. I just ran a bunch of colors over an embossing folder, embossed that, and cut out all the little leaves. These I just sprayed or either inked an entire piece of paper and just ran them through the Gemini while I was sitting here. Same with the flowers. I just put on some of those Nuvo shimmer powders, and then just use that whole big background to just crank out some flowers. And then these all cut. Every single one of these flowers cuts out of one die. So I just ran through that a couple of times. So I've got all kinds of pieces to use. Will I use them all? I don't know. Will I want to use something else for a background? Maybe. So I pulled out all the things that I've been playing with for the past, I don't know how many months, but I've got tons of backgrounds. You guys always ask me, what are you gonna use that background for? Well, I don't know. It kind of depends on what mood hits me and that kind of thing. But I've got tons and tons of backgrounds and papers and all kinds of extra stuff. Then on another night or another day, oh yeah, I also have these from our last video. So if you missed that and you want to know how to make these really cool glitter embellishments, check that out. Go check out the video just before this one, and you'll see that. Those are super fun. So I have those as well to use. And then one night while we did a crop, if you're missing out on the crops, they're so much fun, you guys. I just wish everyone would have a chance to try it out. Go ahead and download yourself zoom.com. Download it, get it all ready to go, so that when I put up that link in our group, you can just come on over and join us. So at one of the crops, all I did was color. So I stamped out this little guy. This one I made like pretty much all purple, and I gave him some silver Nuvo drops for his hooves and his horn. And then this one I did all in, rainbow color. Super cute. Do you see the paper? Do you see where I drew around him so I knew what space I had to color in? Because these are already ready to go in the pieces that I cut out. I just put a piece over the top, made a line so I knew where I had to color. Same with this one. He's a white horse, so he's all sparkly, but he's mostly like a teal blue. And you can see at the edges so that all that stuff will be within that shaker card. Cool, right? I made a few more, I made a few of the ladybugs that came with that stamp set. Aren't they adorable? I'll show you guys a card that I made with that while I was in my craft room this week. It's probably buried because I've dug out all of my stuff. But I really want to show it to you, so give me a second. I should have dug that out ahead of time. I had it out, but the thing is I'm constantly moving stuff around in this room. Nothing ever stays the same for very long. So here's the one that I made using the stars and that little ladybug and the flowers from this set. And I just took my Copic markers and made a silly, fun little scribbly background, but I thought that was really cute. So you can do other things with this set as well. It doesn't have to just be the unicorn. Okay, and here's my last little guy. I colored him, just made him kind of a brown little pony with some black hair. And I just drew in the little hair. I didn't bother coloring it because I thought that looked pretty cool just on its own. What is going on in the chat, you guys? Hey, Raggedy. Hi, Crafty Kitty. Diane, hello. Trudy, hi. Chrissy, hello. Kathy Godwin, welcome. I wonder how you're feeling. I'm glad you're here. Bonnie, hello. All right, so these are the ones I'm going to be using today. I don't know if I'll get to using the bugs, but we'll see. And because it's a sale weekend, I only have about 45 minutes, so I'm not going to make it through all of these. But we will get started on one. I think I really want to do this one. I really want to do this little guy. So I'm going to start with him. He has that fun little shape around him. Well, let me show you these guys first. So these are just some finished ones. If you really want to make it super easy on yourself, make the card square. Make your cutout square. You could even do it with a ruler and a pencil or a cutter, whatever. It's super easy to make them square, stack them up, put the stuff in, and be done with it. That's my hint, my biggest hint I can give you. If you want to make a shaker, make it super easy. This one, almost exactly the same, except for you really have to watch where you put the stuff behind there, because if you go straight, it might hang out the side. But similar effect. So that one's got some cute stuff in it, but she has rainbow hair, and she's a brown pony. And this guy also, rainbow hair, brown pony with the rainbow and everything on there. So, let's start with this one. This is the one I'm going to use. Did I show you the whole stamp set? Right? I've got backgrounds coming out my ears, you guys, because that's my favorite thing to do. So here's the set. I know I've sold this for several weeks prior. I shouldn't say always. I typically try to get the same stamp sets that I'm going to be using, that I know for sure I'm going to be using, and sell them to you ahead of time so that you can have the set. Because I know once I see somebody using something, I know I want it. So I'm going to find the shape that matches the shape around this guy. And I know it's in this pile. So it's going to be this shape. That's the shape that goes around him. And then I just need one of the acetate sheets. And I did these ahead of time because that's the part that I don't like. I don't like to have to do all the things. So I just did some of the things on certain days. And do you see how that almost goes to the edge but not quite? You want a lot of room there to put your glue so it doesn't ooze out the front side into your picture. So he's going to go in there like that, and then I have to decide what I want to put on him. But first thing I have to do is cut around the edge of the outside. I could do the die cut. I could have done the die cut, but I'm gonna fussy cut it because it'll be underneath here and you really shouldn't see it. And you could even cut inside the line a little bit just to make sure that it's not going to be seen. That would be good too. Although one of my issues I have with this is that I couldn't keep some of my dies to stay straight even though I taped them down. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. I'm glad you like them. they've been sitting around for a while, so they're not like any of my newest or best cards, but I thought that most of them that I put in there would be pretty appropriate for what you needed them for. So if you're using 2 dies and you're putting them together and you want to use it for something like this, you have to make sure that they're taped together and they're not going to move. I'll show, if you guys are confused by that, let me know. I'll try to get out some dies and show you exactly what I mean. Now, I know I went outside the lines here, but that's going to be buried in the card, so you're not going to see that anyway. It just helped me get perspective about where I wanted to put things, how I wanted to color them. So maybe I can show you on this one. Is it going to be odd? Yeah. So they kept moving. Do you see how it's a little bit more up top there, and there's a little bit more somewhere around here, around this corner where it didn't match up? That's because my two dies that I put in that I taped together shifted a little bit. So you got to be really careful with that. That's why I really prefer not to even do shaped dies when I do shaker cards, just because that's how I am. But like I said, there you go. You can just cut around it, make sure it doesn't show, line it up. I think there's going to be a little bit at the top there too, so I'm going to cut that little piece off. I could cut a lot more off too, but I want to make sure I have enough room to add all the glue that I need to glue on and that kind of stuff. Cheers, you guys. Thanks for spending a Friday evening with me. Now, that one's pretty much all ready to go. All I would have to do was, see, now I put it back on and it doesn't seem to match. Try flipping them over. If that doesn't match, try flipping it this way. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, somehow mark them so you know which way they go. That looks close enough to me. I'm going to say that it's going to go this way. Now, this guy's going to be on the inside. Now is a time where I can go ahead and erase my little pencil mark. So I'm going to do that quick before I move any further. Make sure that you have a nice eraser. A nice eraser that makes clean erases. Like sometimes on the back of a regular pencil, when you erase it, leaves that gray smudge mark. Don't use those kind, because then you're going to have, like, this whole thing took me time to color and everything, and I really liked it, and then you go ahead and do that, and then the whole thing's ruined, and then you feel sad. So first thing you want to do is get your acetate on the back of there, because that's the part I always forget. But I'm thinking, that would be kind of plain. I kind of want to decorate this. So before I pop it on there, I'm going to double check that I have this upside right the way I want it. It's pretty close. There are some pieces that are going to stick out a little bit. Maybe I can cut them off later, or I think it'll be okay. But that looks pretty good. I've got most of that all right in that center. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to color what I want to color on here and put some stuff on there. I'm thinking maybe a flower, maybe, I'm not really sure what I want to do. But I've got this whole pile of flowers that I've done. Might be kind of fun to color this outside part and then add like a flower here. I think that would be super cute. So I don't know what I want to do with this part right here. I don't want to put too much color on it because that might just distract. But I'm thinking if I did the flower in the teal like what he is, that might look really, really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and take these guys. Where, oh yeah, scratch paper. I remembered to put scratch paper out. Now spraying is the ultimate quickest way to do this, but since my sprayer's on the other side. Actually, you know what, my e-brush is here. Maybe I'll do that instead. Let's do that. This is a really good way to do things. Put down a strip of your ATG or some kind of not super tacky. I'm going to run this down on my arm so it's not so tacky I can't get it off. And I'm going to put these down the center on that tack, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'll be using all of them. We'll see. There's a lot of them. I maybe should have done every other one, but that's okay. I don't want this super dark. Maybe I'll just do that many and we'll leave those off. We'll see how they look. But I want to use the same kind of color that I have on him, which is kind of, I'm looking for my markers if you're wondering what I'm staring at. So what do I need here? I need Spectrum Noir markers. So I got to get a teal marker. I actually think this one, oh no, that one's way too blue. Ooh, that looks really good. That looks pretty darn close. I better make sure this is on. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Okay. I'm gonna use the big nub right here. I'm gonna put this in. It should land about around that, where that little hole is. I don't think they sell these anymore, and I don't know why. It's a shame that they don't. I'm gonna adjust this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's really green. I'm just gonna go over these really lightly, and then I'm gonna go over with them with a little bit of blue, so that they don't look so green. Because right now they look really green. Not bad. Let's see if we mix the two, if we can get a really nice color. All right. Sorry for the noise. It does make a little bit of noise. Now that I was able to do them all at the same time, and if we hold this up together, that is pretty darn close color. So I'm gonna say that's close enough for me. And you can always use this background again too if you want. So this one is bigger. And I have a little mouse pad. There it is. I'm just gonna roll these a little bit. I'm not gonna get too crazy about it, but... Oh, you're welcome, Debbie. I'm not sure if you meant the spraying or the tacking down. I honestly don't think that they make that sprayer anymore. I wish they would, because let me tell ya, I absolutely love it. As we go, I'm just going to glue these guys together. It's going to make a really full... Now, there are ways I'm sure that you can use this flower to make some really cool, interesting flowers by rolling up the petals and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But my aim is just to get this card together for you so you can see how they go. Try awesome. Yeah, if I could ever find any of those, it's just called an e-brush machine. If you can find them anywhere, you might still be able to find them from people who are reselling them, but they're probably going to be pretty pricey is my guess. I'm bummed. I can still remember the day that I went into Joann's and I saw it and it was like $100 and I was like, at that time, you guys, $100 for me, it might as well have been $1 million. I kid you not. And I was like, there's no way I could afford that. My mom got it. I think she actually got it for 50% off at some point, and she bought it for me for Christmas. I was just floored. I was so excited. But you can use a real airbrush too. And a real airbrush isn't much more difficult than that. And I don't know, but does Copic still make their brush blower? All they use is like a specialized canned air. I just always thought that was such a waste. Because then you have to keep buying the canned air, which frustrates me. But, so there. Now we've got a whole flower put together. And that's going to go over here. And I'll probably put... I could have went with a smaller flower, but I like it. I think it's cute. I'll probably put a little gem in there so that it's got a little sparkly like he's got. But I'm thinking this outer edge needs a little bit of color. I'm just not sure what color I want to use. I could go with the light pink, but there's quite a lot of that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my Spectrum Noir Sparkle Glitter Pen here. I'm just going to go around that and give it a very sheer sparkle. That's all I'm going to do. Instead of trying to add more color, because then that's going to really detract from what's going on. It's already a pretty busy card. So when I'm done putting that on, I will hold it up and show you guys just how much sparkle that has. Do you see that? That's amazing. Without even having to have your own sparkle card. Oh yeah, that makes a whole heck of a lot of difference. Now, next thing we're going to do is glue on our acetate before we forget, because we can always add more stuff later on. But I want to make sure that this acetate gets on there. So I'm going to make a little bead following that whole spectrum there. Try not to put on too much, because this is going to flatten it out, and you definitely don't want this oozing into your project space. I'm going to show you what happens if it does though, because I already see it oozing there. It's coming towards my space here, so right away I'm going to get my finger in there, or whatever you have, and wipe up that glue. Get it while it's wet. Wipe that up. Use a wet wipe if you have to, whatever you have. Just get that cleaned up. Don't let it sit there. I use some old packaging, so if you see dings and stuff on there, that's just what I use, because it was free and I had it. So that's what I use. So you don't always have to have specific, really, you know, expensive. Although we have acetate, we have vellum, we have all kinds of stuff coming in, you guys. It's just been total impossibility to get things on time. Orders are just not coming like they were. I mean, we all know why, we all get it, but it's just been kind of frustrating. Now I have to create my little well, so you have to put like something on here. This is the part that I feel is really putsy, but oh, thanks, Rosa. Craftswell still sells them for $2.50. Ooh, they've gone up. $2.50 is a lot for that. Knowing what I know now, I'd still buy one, but if I didn't already have it and know how much I love it, I definitely wouldn't pay that. But if you were a person that is going to use it a lot for coloring and doing that kind of stuff, well worth the purchase, my opinion. Oh, and they're not shipping right now? Of course not. I get it. I totally get it. All right, I'm going to try to make at least 2. Because we're not putting glitter in these, because I'm putting these larger pieces in there, I only have to worry about my spaces being smaller than one of these little seed beads, okay? And that's a good thing. Now I'm going to cut this down, but I'm going to try to do it like less than half, because I want to make sure that when I put mine here, it's going to go from here to the end. I'm going to cut that off so that it doesn't go outside. Do you see how the curves go? But I was able to go right down the center. That's my aim, because I don't like to have to mess around with Now, if you take the paper off, you'll be able to move it, and I'll show you that in just a second. All right, same on this side. Straight up there, I'm cut the end off because I don't want it to hang off. Okay, I'm gonna go too high. Not too high, but 2 layers high. Because I want to have a big enough well that these things are gonna have room to move. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these again about the same size. So what it ends up to be one really small piece, like kind of down the middle, and then 2 kind of the same. I just throw this small piece out because my scissor kind of rips it up. And here's what I'm going to do, because I don't know if that's going to make it all the way across. Nope, I can't go straight across. I'm going to have to do a little curve. So I'm going to take the back sheet off as well. Now there's no sheet on here. It's sticky on both sides. And I'm going to start on one side, make sure it touches that guy. And then I'm going to make it swing around to the other side and touch that side. Do you see how it kind of went in a little... See that? You can do that with these things as long as you take off both sides of the tape. We're going to have to take off all the tape anyway because I'm going 2 layers high. I hope that after you watch this that you'll feel like this is something that you can do. Like I said, if you want to stick to square ones, stick to square ones. Now, that being said, I hope if you made it this far through the video, which I hope you have, and that you didn't walk away, I'm going to be doing some super duper easy shaker cards with no border on next Friday. So if you want to see how that's done, stick around for that. It's going to be super cool. So now I'm going to try to measure this out so that I get 2 more pieces that are the same. This is the most tedious part. The mostest tedious. Just try to follow your other one. This should be a little bit easier the next time around because you already know where to place them. Right? And now that one turned out pretty good. I could probably save this. And when I save it, I just stick it back on my tape like that. And I save it for small pieces that I have later. I don't always do that though. It just depends. Our foam tape, if you've never bought any from us, is really inexpensive. So if you want to be able to be like, well, I don't really want to use that one, you know, if you want to just be able to not have to be super duper frugal and drive yourself crazy, it's really inexpensive. You can get it from Quality Crafts. QualityCrafts.com, that's our store. So if you happen to not be here for a sale, now I'm going to take the liner off of here, even though I don't really want to because I have to make that little loop, that little loop-de-doo. Oh, look at that. That was a little bit long, but I was able to squish it in there. See, now that one got ripped up and eaten by my by my scissors, so I'm just gonna toss that piece out. No big deal. I think the coating of my non-stick scissors is coming off somehow. I say that in a lot of my videos, and I should just replace that scissor, but you know, I've had that scissor for a long time, so. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. All right, you could go 3 high. Pretty sure I only went 2 high. Yeah, so they should fit. Now you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna. If you have a non-stick powder bag, any kind of non-stick tool, go ahead and pop that in there. Do the edges. And then I like to just try not to leave too much powder on the inside, you know what I'm saying? But don't powder the top. That would be really bad. So we have to put this on. Now you're going, okay, how am I going to get this on perfectly and have the little things in there? And okay, well, because I'm going to put the little things on her right in here. This one has a little bit of glitter in it. I'm going to try not to get the glitter, but you know, that'll probably come with some. I'm doing pink because everything else was blue. So I'm just going to take some of these pink guys. You can also use the other little things in our store. You can put in as much or as little as you want. It'll probably cover up my sandy little bottom the more I put in, so I don't know if I want to go too crazy with that. You could always put in a little bit of blue, like if I had one that had ones that were a little bit more like the color that he is. Like that one's kind of close. Yeah, we could probably do one of them. I'm going to see if there's another one. I mean, if you're going to put all this work into making one of these, it's going to be a work of art. Give it to someone who's going to put it on display. But I really like that color. I hope this one's going to go around. That's not bad. I'm going to stick with that. That's probably enough. So now all I have to do is just release my 2 sheets of paper here. 1, 2. And I still see a lot of powder in there, and that's, I don't really like that. So I'm going to take a little piece of corner of this towel, and I'm just going to go across that. Nobody wants to see that in a shaker card. Push it towards the edges so it sticks to there instead. Not bad. That's right. So now I've got all my stuff in the center. Some people like to pack them full. Some people like to not put very much in them at all. I'm kind of medium. I've also experimented a lot with putting glitter and stuff in there. Trust me, glitter is going to put all the ones that I've made. Now I just saw Debbie Smith say I've also used fine glitter. I put fine glitter in the last 2 that I made, and they coated the whole front of the card and wouldn't come off. And I was so devastated because you couldn't see anything on the inside. So I'm not going to put any glitter in here this time. And I'm going top down to make sure that I get good placement for this. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to make sure I press it all the way around. There we go. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. It shakes. Now, I could use my die cut to, I don't like it when they get doubled up and caught. Darn. Well, it might come loose. Do you see the one that got stuck right in the middle? That bugs me. Get harder. Oh, it's slowly moving down. It's slowly going. I got it. I had to be a little aggressive, but I got it. Anyway, we don't want to forget about our flower and our sentiment and stuff. Now, first thing I'm going to do is put this flower on because I do love this flower. It is. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love this flower too. You know what? I probably could take one of those centerpieces and put it in there. But I think I want something a little bit more shiny. I got just the thing here. Nope. Wrong box. Woo! Alright, this is what I want here. Super shiny. And I think I could get away with the big one too. Oh yeah. Yep. Look at that. Shiny, glittery. That is so cute. Alright. Cool. I need a drink of my diet Mountain Dew. Debbie, if you use fine glitter and it doesn't stick to the front, I want your secret. Tell me what it is. Now, we can leave this as is. And like I said, we could take the die cut and we can make another card and score it at the top so that it swings open like that. So it swings open. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a regular base card and see how they're sticking in there? That's why you do that other little card thing, because then when you pop them down, see there's still some in there that are sticking. But anyway, I love that there's little stars and stuff in here too. It's so adorable. And those little blue ones, oh, that really makes a big difference. Okay, so super cool. I'm going to put mine on a regular one, and I think I'm going to do something really funky with the background just to make, thanks, Don, just to make this a little bit more, I don't know how to explain it. So I could use one of my other backgrounds, so I could like pull all this stuff out. You know what would look really pretty as a background, something like this. Wouldn't that look pretty? Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful. It's too late. Too bad I have all the creatures of the sea in that one. I could probably create another one next time. So I'm just going to kind of go through here and see. Is there anything that we can use? I've got some other little guys I've colored in the past. Oh, just a little bit too... These are a little bit too small. We want something that's going to look kind of cute behind there. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. What do you guys think about that? I'm going to let you guys choose. That one. Let's see what else we got. That one could also be really cute. One. Let's go this way. So we're like reading a book. This is one. This is two. This is two. Ooh, look at that one. That would be three. Maybe let's just pick three because I could go through this all day. You guys help me choose. Oh, an easel card. I love that idea, Sherry. Let's do the easel card thing. You know what? I could even take this and put that on the background too, but I'd have to, let's see. I'd have to stop that tape from sticking. There we go. I might put that on there just because it matches so well. So let me make a card here, get it set up for the easel thing. See, and I didn't even end up using these. I am going to be able to make shaker cards for days, you guys. So next time I want to make a shaker card, guess what? I don't have to work so hard at it. Okay, so this is how you make a shaker or easel card. You take your regular half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. Ooh, overwhelmingly number 3. All right, we are going to be doing this one with Mr. Shaker. He's going to go on there. And then you do it in half like you normally would. So this is going to be 5.5, right? And then to make it an easel card, you're going to take this 1/2 and do that in a half. So it's 5.5. So it's going to be 2.5 plus another quarter. So 2 3/4. 2.5, 2 3/4, right there. And we're going to score that one and then score that, burnish that down, and that's how we're going to make our easel card. We're going to need another piece to put on there, or if this is sturdy enough, we can put this directly on here, and this will go on here, like that. Makes sense? Okay. I really kind of feel like maybe we should put this on another card. It's going to make this card really heavy, but I want it to be super solid so it's not falling over. So, there, I've got another piece here. And just to make it simple, I'm not going to do anything with the edges. I thought maybe we could and do that kind of thing, but let's see. We'll put him just basically in the center, I think. Looks really pretty. So let's go ahead, and to get this on straight, you just put glue on the bottom. I changed a few things around. If I look like I'm hunting, I am. I moved my ATG gun to a different spot. I organized all of my stencils and stuff. Now, I only have tape on one half, but I have to line this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the card, line this up on the bottom with the bottom two corners, okay, and then press down. That way it's only going to adhere to the bottom half. And then this card's going to go on as well. And do the same thing. Line up a couple of the corners. I try to get that at ATG as close to the edges as I can so they're not, you know, going to be winging up or anything like that. Make sure I'm going the right way so I don't mess it up. Match up those two corners and give it a press. And then we want to put this on here. I don't want to have to try to put my ATG on there, so I'm just going to go ahead and wet glue this around the edge. A little bit in the center just so that it doesn't fall off, and put him right in the middle. Now seriously, you guys, if I had to do all the things today to show you that, it would have been overwhelming to me too. But like I said, take your time. Do a bunch of cutouts and stuff. Just do coloring on one day. Spray some sheets of paper and let them dry on another day, and just kind of have an idea in your head what you want to use it for. And then this is going to stand up, but we need a stopper here, and I said that maybe I would use this paper so we can put that paper right on there. If I put that whole thing on there, is it going to fit? Maybe I don't want to put it all the way back. All right, so we need about 4 1/4 from this end. Four and a quarter. You know what? Maybe I'll put this side back because I don't really like that whole. We'll just hide it a little bit. Let's see. And this stands up. We could still get a sentiment in here. That will look cool. Let's go ahead and put that down. I think I probably put too much ATG on this. Let's just see where it comes out the bottom here. Yeah, it's going to be a little long. That's okay. We'll fix it. I got to stand up so I can affix this to the back. There we go. And I'm just going to cut the rest of it off. Might have to put a little bit of adhesive on the end. No, I think it's going to stay down okay. So then we need something to keep it up. So we could do some gems. We could do another one of those little flowers. We could take these little pieces that we have left over. That would probably be like if we put that little guy up here and put a little gem in here, he might make a cute little stopper. Do we want it to stop a little higher up? I think maybe, yeah. So we can put a sentiment down here. Let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to leave him white because he doesn't need to be any kind of a crazy anything. But he needs to pop up just a little tiny bit. So we're going to give him a little bit of pop up. We're going to use some of this extra stuff we have here, sitting on our roller here. Pop that up so it makes the stopper. Yeah, we'll put it like right there. Push that down, and I'm going to give that one also a little, we'll go down to a smaller one, not quite as big as that one on top. I don't think it needs to be that big. I should have used a tool. There we go. So cute. Alrighty. Ooh, and we're almost right on time too. Does anybody have Let me just hold this up so you can get a really good look at what it would look like here. Isn't that adorable? And we just used things we had laying around, like that background, things we sprayed that, hey, you know, I could have probably tried to roll that tape off, but that's not really noticeable. If you crazy don't like it, you could put something over the top of there, but how cute is that? Let's think of a little sentiment here. What do I have in this stamp set? Whoops. Oh, I used to have an extra stamp set up here. Now I'm not finding it. We could do happy birthday. That one would fit there really well. Let's just do the happy birthday, you guys, because that is so cute. It's going to fill that space like super nicely. Just need to get a block that's going to hold that down. I almost feel like I should be using my stamp platform for this. I hope this turns out really well. I would make a special box envelope for this if I was going to mail it, but I very rarely mail cards like these. I usually hand them. Like if I'm going to meet somebody up north for their birthday, I'm going to bring this with me and I'm just going to hand it to them. Oh yeah, it's always fun when that turns out. Do you guys want to see one example of what we're going to do next Friday so you can just see what they look like? It's so cool. I'm excited to share it with you. That is really tidy. Okay, so if I close this down, hopefully we won't get birthday all over the back. This is not going to fit in a regular card because of the flower and everything. Do you see that? You probably could have managed it with just the shaker and not the flower and just paid for the extra ounce, which is like 17 cents, I think. So one stamp and a 17 center would be fine. But considering we have the flower, you're going to need like a box type, or you could wrap it in like tissue paper and put it in like a bubble. Like you can get those brown craft bubble envelopes from the Dollar Tree for like, I don't know, I think there's 4 or 5 of them in there for $1. You could try mailing it in that. That might work. I wiped this off already, didn't I? I could put this back in there. So yeah, I hope that I inspired you to try making shaker cards, and that maybe some of the steps I used will work for you. That's always my hope. I just want to see what you guys make. I want to inspire you to make things, try things, even though you're intimidated. I was intimidated too, but if you don't try it, you'll never figure it out. And now look, it still took me 45 minutes to make that card, but it's gorgeous. And I've got tons of stuff left over from the few days that I prepped beforehand that when I feel like making a shaker card, now I don't have to do all the things, which is going to make me do what? Want to make more shaker cards. Because it's overwhelming when you know that you have to do the die cutting and you have to find the acetate and then you have to get the pieces. Now all I have to do is put together my own little shaker card kit and find a place to put it. I've got my bins over there, my drawers that pull out for every week that I have my project ready for, so I'll probably put them in there. All right. So yeah, this was super fun. I'm glad you guys joined me. Don't forget that it's sale weekend, so we will have a patron-only sale tonight. So if you are a patron of mine, thank you so much for supporting this community and for keeping us going during this rough time. I really appreciate every single one of you, even if you're not a patron, for watching, spending time on my channel, and helping me find new audiences that I can teach and just be connected. So our group is all about inspiring and connection without drama and no commitment. So if that sounds good to you, if you want to be drama free and just have a place to relax, find really good ideas, join us on Facebook. We're Quality Crafts Community Group. If you want to get supplies and things, especially now while things are kind of shut down and as we go on. I would love to be your shop of choice. We have a budget shop on Facebook, and we also have a regular store called qualitycrafts.com. If you'd like to support us by doing a monthly donation of whatever you can afford from $3 on, I would really love to have you guys support the Quality Crafts community and everything we stand for. You can do that at patreon.com/qualitycrafts, and we have perks for you and free digis and a private group just for you for joining. So thank you for considering being a community supporter. We will be doing a sale tonight, as I said, and then also our public sale will be tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So 4 straight hours. We'll take potty breaks in between. We always give you a break, get a drink, get your jammies on, invite a friend, do that type of a thing. Potty breaks. And I'd love to see you tomorrow. And if you can't come, invite a friend. If you can come, bring a bunch of friends. You can always get together via Zoom and watch. That would be fun. You could do, I don't know if you can do a watch party off of YouTube. Can you do watch parties off of YouTube? I think it has to be Facebook. But anyway, if you miss it and you want to rewatch it, please let us know. Keep in contact. We're always willing to work with people as long as you're willing to be in open communication with us. This was super fun. If I went over that super quick and you're like, huh, what? Contact Penny Jo Ratcliffe for anything about invoicing and special orders, and contact me or Penny with any other questions that you have. We would love to help you out. We'd love to see you in the group. Live Zoom, yes, live Zoom times will be posted in the group. We've been doing those 2-3 times a week for several hours at a time. So we've got a place for you to get connected here. And I can't wait to see you guys next video.